by, and we are here to talk to you about how to thrive at work with our Workplace Wellness Weekly live stream. Today, we're talking about the topic of mindfulness and how that can benefit you at work. And before we get into that topic, there's a couple of things I want to mention. One is that next week will be our 10th time doing this, our 10th episode. And so we would like to hear from you. So we're going to put a link in the comments here where you can access all of the videos, all of the ones we've done since we've been doing this. And what we'd really love to know from you is what topics resonate? What questions do you have? What would you like to hear more about? Is there something you would like us to cover that we haven't covered yet? And because we understand that you might not want to post anything like that on LinkedIn for other people to see, what we'd like to ask you to do, I'm going to put a link to our form, and you can confidentially submit your questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, anything on that form. Only Elisa and I will see it. And we won't mention anybody's names. We're not going to, this isn't about highlighting any particular person. We just want to have a discussion about whatever is important to you. So 2 things. I'll have the link to the podcast link so you can see all the episodes and rewatch them. And then the link to the form where you can submit that to Elisa and myself. So that's one thing I wanted to be sure to mention. And the other thing I forgot to mention last time is that I am doing a 30-day, what I call my Wealth Attraction Challenge, something that I started several years ago. People have been through it and absolutely loved it. And it's amazing what you can achieve by just, it focuses on helping you change your mindset, change the energy in your environment. Every day for 30 days, you receive a video with 3 simple things to do that will help you start changing your energy and attracting more wonderful things into your life. So the website for that is lindabins.com/wealth-challenge. And I'll put that link in as well. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just go to that website. Right.
When will you
Elisa,
start?
it is thank you. It is starting September the 1st. That will be the 30-day challenge. However, if you sign up now, I've got a mini preparation course where I've got 4 simple assignments for you to do, which will help to prepare you and set you up for maximum success when you do the challenge. So you can get started right now, and the challenge itself will start on September 1st. So
Great.
Love you to.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so Elisa, mindfulness. Talk to us about mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Yes, I think everybody have heard the term mindfulness, but what is it exactly? And I think it for me, at least at first, it was like meditating and trying to calm my mind and no thoughts. But I don't think that's what mindfulness. What I learned about mindfulness as I kept learning more and practicing, it's really to be aware of your surrounding, of your own self, of what's going on. Be present. That's how I would summarize it. And it can go from when you eat your meal, just enjoying the flavors, tasting what you're eating, being conscious of how you're chewing your food, just noticing your own body sensations, how you're seated, how are you breathing, are your legs crossed, are your feet on the ground. Those are moments of mindfulness for me. And I try to bring mindfulness as much as possible during the day because it's like my checking point to see how I'm doing, to notice, am I stressed now? Is my heart palpitating more than it's supposed to? What is causing this? And just be curious. That's another word that I like, to be curious, because it can lead to being judgmental. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why is it going on? Why I cannot relax? So for me at the beginning was like that, but I don't seem to just relax and calm down. What's wrong with me? Okay, now be curious. When I learn about be curious, it's like, interesting. Now my body is engaging with me and it's allowing me to learn more about what's going on.
Yes, I think that's perfect. And that's how I would describe it. I think it's awareness and presence. And it's a reminder for us to be present and pay attention to ourselves and what's going on for us, because I think we do so many things unconsciously, or you can get so involved in something that you're not aware of anything else. You're not aware of how you feel. You're just so busy doing. So I think mindfulness just brings us back to who we really are, which is being a human being, right? So it's a way of reconnecting with yourself and just saying, how am I being right now? How am I feeling? What's happening? And you can apply mindfulness. It doesn't have to be like you said, a complex thing. And it's not about, long hours of meditation or anything like that. It's simply about, you can bring mindfulness to anything you do. As you said, you could be brushing your teeth and just remind yourself to be present. Just really notice yourself brushing your teeth. What does it feel like? What does the toothpaste taste like? Putting the water in your mouth. Just anything you do. You go for a walk outside, you wash the dishes, just do it mindfully. It's a reminder to come back to ourselves, I think, and just pay attention to what's going on. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What's going on around me? And just having that awareness, not judging it in any way. And if there's something you want to change, you can change it. But it's not about that. It's about noticing how you are being and what is going on around you, I think. And if you just look at it that way, you can then start to bring mindfulness into your everyday life very easily. And you can start in small ways, and then it can grow. But how do you think it benefits us?
Oh, it has lots of benefits. And again, it doesn't have to be a long practice, but
Right.
just being able to connect to ourselves. Let's say noticing our breath and taking a minute of mindfulness, just breathing. It creates such a big impact in your blood pressure, in your cortisol levels, on a physical level in your whole body, because you're taking that minute to really be present. When we are in that go mode, we forget about a lot of these things. Well, thank God we breathe automatically and we do a lot of these functions that our body does automatically. But what about if we take that break and we just notice and bring and allow our bodies to just take that minute to align again. The body does so much for us, but sometimes we forget and we just don't realize how much goes on in the background, and then we may complain about a headache or a back pain or tension, and those are things that accumulate because of that go mentality of always doing things. So if you take a moment and just breathe and notice your pain and be curious about how does it feel, how big is it, I promise you that you will notice that difference. It may not completely go away, but just by being mindful, things change.
They do. You're so right. And it can be as simple as just pausing and taking a few breaths. Just pay attention to your breath. It can be that simple. So you're busy doing something, and then you just recognize, oh, maybe I could. And you could even set a timer. There are actually apps out there that you can use to set, to remind you when it's time for you to just take a pause, just breathe a little bit, pay attention to your breathing, and then you can go back to whatever you were doing. It's just the more you do that throughout the day, the more you get used to doing it, the more you feel it and you feel the benefits of it. And it just gives your body a chance to, it's almost like hitting a reset button,
Yes.
We would go, 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 go all the time, and then you stop and you hit that reset button, and then you can go again. And when that happens, you are just bringing the best of yourself into what you do, and I see it as another way we set ourselves up for success, because sometimes people think, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to stop and, remind myself I need to breathe. I'm too busy. But you know what? If you did take a pause and apply more mindfulness and remember to breathe, you would actually accomplish more. That was the shocking thing to me, because I was one of those people. I was like, go, 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 go. And the idea of, if I have a big, long to-do list, the idea of, okay, before I start that to-do list, to maybe go and center myself, maybe go for a walk and just really focus on getting my energy in the right place, to know that then when I come back to my to-do list, it's so much easier to get through all those things. That was a really huge awakening for me. Yes. But it's about taking care of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's those little moments to recharge yourself. Just think of yourself as a battery. Yeah. Everything operates with a battery in one way or the other. And we need to restore our energy because we can't just depend on a cup of coffee or stimulants to keep us all the time on a go, go, go. So if we take these mini breaks and we become mindful, it's a way of recharging your batteries in a natural way.
It is. It really is. And, last week we were talking about vacations and, the need for vacation and how if you took care of yourself more on a daily basis, then the vacation you wouldn't so desperately need the vacation. And then, like you said, maybe get sick when you actually stop working and relax for once. This is a way you can avoid all of that. And, one of the greatest benefits to this is it benefits everybody around you, because you will feel better. You just show up in a much lighter and more energized way when you're with other people, and they will respond to that. And so relationships can improve. It truly does start to improve all aspects of your life, and you feel better. It's just paying attention and being present. Because so often we are so focused on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, or on what happened in the past, all the terrible things that have happened, or what happened earlier today. When you start to know, if you pay attention and you notice, oh, I'm thinking about, or this meeting I've got to go to, and my mind is there instead of being here, you just bring yourself back. That's what I do. I'll just remind myself and just say, be here now, not there in 2 hours when I've got to be at that meeting, be here now. And it makes a huge difference.
Yes. And those apps that you were talking about, there are even apps on your phone, your phone, but also on your watch, if you wear one of those watches. And it's amazing, like even for your heart rate. I remember I usually do the 1 minute breathing exercise, or the mindfulness one. And I always go lower on my heart rate. Like my pulse will always go lower once I take that minute. And it only takes a minute. If you can just do 1 minute, let's say you do a minute every hour, imagine doing that.
Yeah. And if
can I allow myself to have 1 minute, one minute of 60 minutes?
Well, and if you're listening to this and thinking, oh, I can't do that, I can't spare a minute, I'm just too busy, then something's wrong. If you can't give yourself 1 minute, every hour. And I promise you that if you do that, you will actually accomplish far, far more than if you didn't do it. And you will feel better as well. So I would say, what have you got to lose by trying it? Try it for a day, try it for a week, and just notice.
And the other good thing is that by the end of the day, you're not going to feel as exhausted. You're going to be able to decompress in an easier way because you have already taken those breaks. So it's not like you go it's time to bed, and now, okay, now I have to go to sleep, and you don't fall asleep because you're still in a very alert mode. So
Right.
I think it's that you're training
Yeah.
your nervous system
Yeah.
to go more into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is what we really would like to accomplish more and more. So we're not in that high alert mode all the time. It's not
Yes.
sustainable.
Yes, absolutely. Well, once again, we're running out of time here. I really want to encourage people. We want to hear from you. Have you watched this?
Yes,
Have you
please.
watched any episodes? We want to know. Tell us what resonated. Tell us what you'd like to hear more about. Tell us what questions you have. You can put them on the form, which we'll send the link for. And the only people who will see that are Elisa and me. And when we discuss anything that you share on there, we're not going to use names. We're just going to talk about the questions or the topic or whatever it is that resonates. So we want to hear from you.
Of
And
course, it is a
yeah,
way for us to keep going and to
yes,
give you the content that you would like to have.
yes.
So yes, that's why we're asking you, and we really would like your feedback.
Yes, we would love your feedback. We would love to hear from you. And like we said, it'll be totally private. Nobody else will see it, but it will let us know that you're watching and that something's resonating in there, and or that you have questions. So we look forward to receiving those. And I hope you're enjoying these episodes as much as we're enjoying doing them. This is a highlight of my week. And it's great for a Wednesday, I think, because it's kind of the middle of the week. They
Middle
call
of
it
the
a
week.
hump day, so it's just a reminder to take care of yourself and to really set yourself up in a way that you feel good and you feel better every day, whatever you do. So thank you,
Awesome.
Alyssa.
Thank
I
you,
look
Nita.
forward to our session next week, where we'll be hopefully discussing what people have shared with us. And yeah, have a great week.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.